today. Come on down, man, so I won't be so alone. I'm glad you're here.
Need a volunteer today?
Actually, I don't even need a volunteer today, but I do need an audience. How's school going? I ask again about football. You don't look like you're damaged any. So you've been dishing it out, not taking it, huh? Good for you. Good for you. Did you watch any football this weekend? Do you enjoy watching? That wasn't much of a game, was it? That was kind of, I was praying for Vanderbilt to score. Come on, Vanderbilt. I've got a good friend who's an alumni from Vandy. I'm sure he was there and crying big crocodile tears too. So pretty bad. Well, we'll be challenged, I think, more later on. But Vanderbilt actually is having a very good season, probably one of their best seasons in a long time. And they were playing very hard. I do, I'm one of those guys, I kind of want everybody to do okay, so I do wish they could have got at least a point on the board. But Terry wasn't wishing for that, so she was praying against it. I want to talk with you today. This is a big deck of cards and a little bitty deck of cards. This is there's nothing really special about these other than their size, though. They're just for people who can see them better. But you know what? It's very difficult to do sleight of hand with these kinds of cards. I want to talk to you today about change. There is a magic a form of magic trick in cards called the color change. There are really only two colors. Let's see. There's black and red. But when I began to study magic many years ago, I became familiar with a lot of the nomenclature, a lot of the slang, or a lot of the terminology. You had to do that to be able to understand the instructions. But I learned about the color change. And what that means is it could be a number change or a change to a face card, but it's to try to give the impression that you're somehow magically changing a card. All right? So I want you to remember this one. I put it up there intentionally so that you would have kind of a memory of it. And I have a small, I'm going to put that right there. So I didn't want you to have the two of hearts just kind of rambling around in your brain. There's the ace of hearts. Those are much more clearly seen. And I am showing these on YouTube too. Sometimes someone might not watch a magic trick on YouTube. So here's a magic trick. As a matter of fact, when I load them onto YouTube, I usually name it. I'll call this the color changing card trick. And so it's kind of maybe a little tricky. That's what a trick is. But I wish that someone would watch it to enjoy the magic trick, but get the message, because the message is always the most important part. But in a color change, there's the two hearts in this deck right there. So what you can do is learn lots of different sleights. Learn lots of different sleights for changing things. Changing the colors of the cards. Now there's the ace of clubs. Now watch very carefully. I want to show you a sleight that I learned from a magician many years ago. Just by swiping your hand over the ace of clubs, it becomes the two of hearts. See, just like that. Now watch that same trick again. I'm going to do it one more time. Here, the two of hearts. I'm just going to rub my hand down it. It becomes the five of clubs. See, just like that. Now, there's all different kinds of ways to do a color change. Now, here's the six of clubs. And I'm just going to take the six of clubs and just kind of wipe it on the top. And it becomes the jack of spades. You see that? Color changes, card changes. Now, watch this. There's the eight of hearts, and if you rub your hand up, it can become the six of hearts. Or maybe the ace of clubs, or the two of hearts, or the five of clubs. Just like that. You can also use a fan of cards to make a fan right here. There's the ace of hearts. If you just rub the fan over it, it can become the seven of diamonds. Now there's the seven of diamonds. If you rub the fan, it becomes four of clubs. See, all of those are just card changes. They're just sleights, switching one card for another. Now, what I'm doing with this one is using the fan as cover, you see. Because you can take that, there's the king of clubs, and just but you have to watch carefully. If you're not watching, sometimes you can watch too carefully, I guess. That's all I would say. What I'm going to be talking about in my message today is how God can change things. Sometimes we can look at something and say, that's not the way that it should be, or things should be different. We have something inside of us, I think it's the part of us that God created, that we can look at something and say, this is wrong, or I'm not right, something wrong with me. Now, sometimes we can look at something and just be something, I wish I was taller, I wish that I had different colored hair, I wish that I had more of this or that, I wish my ears weren't quite so big, or I wish I didn't wear glasses, or anything like this is like. But those are usually the kind of things, they're just a part of us, and they're probably not anything at all wrong with them. But there are things that we should be able to look at in our life and say, this is not the way that it should be. This is not what God wants for my life. This is not the direction God wants me to go. Or things are happening in my life that I can look at them and I can say, this is not the way God wants them to be. Because one of the things is, it's something that you're unhappy about. If you're unhappy about something, there's a pretty good chance that God is unhappy too, and He wants to change it. I hope that whatever's going on in your life, whatever's happening, good, bad, or ugly, that you'll always be willing to pray and ask God to make things the way He wants them to be in your life. Remember this card over here? What was that? The 2 of hearts. 2 of hearts? Well, that's the 6 of clubs now. And it looks like it changed. Of course, you know, I'm just kind of switching things around. That's really all God is doing. He just wants to switch in and sometimes exchange His things for our things. Sometimes my way of doing things needs to be His way. Or things that are in my life. He wants to change my routine, change maybe who my best friend is. Sometimes that's all. Who we choose as our friend sometimes influences a lot. Who we should listen to, whom we shouldn't listen to. How energetic we should be. God wants to lead us and guide us. And if something ever gets out of whack in our lives or off track, God wants to change us. He wants to change me. And often He wants to change the things in my life. You think about that, okay? And it's far more than magical. It's miraculous, okay? Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Love you.